Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to continue this lab that we started in the previous video, which is from the AZ 500 Azure Security Technology exam sample labs, and this is what we're working on: key vault, implementing secure data by setting up always encrypted. So we have finished this one. We have created a key vault and a secret, and this lab we are really going to work on this exercise too. As part of the first lab, we have deployed and configured the Azure VM with Visual Studio 2019 and SQL Server Management Studio, created and configured a key vault, and added a key vault to the key vault, add a secret to the key vault. So here I have given you the link to the video where we have covered that, so you can go and watch it if you have any trouble. So in this lab we're going to continue. As I said, it should not take more than 60 minutes. So there are 4 major steps that we need to complete in this lab, and let's just put it down over here as well. So here so this is all we're gonna cover. No, I don't think I copied this properly, so let's retry this one more time. Yeah, now it's good. So here, deploy and configure Azure VMs is already done. I'm sorry, I'm copying the wrong thing. So we are already done with this. This is what we are going to do. Okay, so copy this and put it over here. Okay, so these are the tasks we're going to do. Enable the client application to access the Azure SQL Database service. Create a policy allowing the application access to the key vault. Create an Azure SQL Database. Create a table in the SQL Database and secret data columns for encryption. Build the console application to work with encrypted columns. Lots of work that needs to be done, so let's just get started. So enable client application, that's the first thing. So this one you really need to do the app registration. So we're going to go to the portal, search for the app registration, and we're going to create an app where we're going to say the app name is SQL app, and we're going to say the web redirect URI is going to be HTTPS SQL app. Okay, so let's go to our portal, and I'm just going to search for app registration. There we go, it shows up, so you just click on it and hit the new registration button over here. So name of the app, I think they're saying SQL app is going to be the name of the app, and redirect web URI is going to be this, and it's a type of web. So web is fine, redirect URI this good, and then you just say register, and it should register this application. Okay, once the registration is completed, the browser will automatically redirect you to the SQL blade. So you see it's already in here. Okay, so that's really nice. On that blade, identify the value of the application or the client ID. So over here, application ID, URI, directory ID, application client ID. So this is the one that we need. So let's just store that over here as well. Application client ID, and just store the information over here. Application client ID. On the SQL app blade, in the manage section, click certificates and secrets. So for here under manage, you have certificates and secrets, so click on here. So here you have 2 things that you can do: upload a certificate, use new client secret. Okay, so we're gonna create a new client secret, and I'm gonna add this value. Okay, so let's do add a new client secret, expires in 1 year, and description is key 1. That's what we're gonna define that. Okay, and just say add. So that has created a new client secret for us. Identify the value, record this value, you will need it. Okay, so make sure to copy the value before you navigate away from the blade. At this point, it is no longer possible to retrieve its clear text value. So this is the only time that you are going to get this particular value, so you gotta be able to copy this and save it. If it's gone, then you are not gonna get it ever again. Okay, so you got it. Let's go back. Then we need to create a policy that allowing the application access to the key vault. Okay, ensure PowerShell is selected, and we're gonna store the application ID in a variable. So let's go open up our PowerShell environment one more time, and once this shows up, we're gonna, if this takes a little bit of time to load, just refresh this page. So leave the page, which is gonna be fine, and once it shows up, just click on it again. It will refresh your Cloud Shell and should give you back your PowerShell, like it's coming back up. So once it comes up, we're gonna store the application ID, and we're gonna run some more commands. So let's just get that first. So here application ID is, and we have already stored our application ID, so let's get that. So right here is our application ID, so copy that one, paste it over there and hit enter. We need to put that inside quotation marks, so let's do this. There we go. Now we have that. Okay, so we got that one. Then what we're gonna do in the PowerShell, we're gonna run the following command to create a variable storing the key vault name. Okay, so get is a key vault is just getting the vault name and storing in kv name variable. Okay, not too difficult command to understand. And in the next one, we're gonna grant some permission, okay, on the key vault. Okay, and let's copy this one and see what this command is doing. So if you copy and paste it, set AZ key vault access policy, that's where you are setting the access policy. In that key vault name, within this resource group, service principal name, you're providing the application ID where you want to set the permission, and what kind of permission you are giving: get, wrap key, unwrap key, sign, verify, unless. So this should give you all the permission that you need for that particular application to the key. Okay, so we got that. Now the next thing we're gonna do is create an Azure SQL database. So we're gonna go and find the SQL databases in our search window. So let's just click on that one. Again, this experience is exactly the same with any other experiences. So just click on the add button. It should give you a new pane. On that one, we're gonna call the database name as medical. Okay, so here I'm gonna use this lab 10. Database name is medical. Now server, what server name, any valid globally unique name is what I need. So let's see, just call it lab 500 server. Okay, is that good? No results. Oh, sorry, create new, and then you have to say lab 500 db server. Okay, that name is available. Okay, server login, they are asking student. Okay, just put admin username, password, our famous password that we have been using. So let's go to the next, and HTTPS is good. Hit OK. Review create and create. Okay, review create. Want to use SQL elastic pool? I don't think we need that. It's not asking us to do anything. Record the dot.net connection string, so that's fine. So that's all good. Review and create, and then just hit create. It should create our SQL database within the resource group that we have specified. Okay, just gonna take a minute, and as soon as it's done, we'll come back and proceed with the lab. Alright, let's say our deployment is now done. So we're done with this part. Next, what we need to do, we gotta record that ADO.NET connection string. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to go to the database plate settings, and we need to get that one. So you can go to the setting. This button should be enabled once the deployment is complete, in my opinion, but you can also click on over here. Most of the time you will see a button and click on the go to the resource, excuse me. So it's took you to that medical database, right? And now from here, connection string is what you want, and ADO.NET is, this is what they're talking about. So you need this string to connect to the database. Okay, so let's just put it back in here. There you go. Alright, so let's go back. Now what we need to do, we need to create a table in the SQL database and select data column for encryption. Before you proceed to the task, make sure there is installation of SQL Server Management Studio that is started at the beginning of the lab that we did in the last video, that's completed. In this task, you will be connect the SQL database with SQL Server Management Studio and create a table. You will then encrypt the two data columns using auto-generated key from the Azure Key Vault. So this is pretty important, okay, that you be comfortable and you learn how to do that. In the Azure Portal, on the blade of the medical SQL database, click Overview, identify server name, and then click Set Server Firewall. So over here, Overview blade, we want to go to it's most likely under one of these. So let's go back and see which one exactly they are asking. Identify server name, then click Set Server Firewall. Identify server name, okay, I'm going to go back to Overview again. Identify server name is this. Set Server Firewall is right over here. So again, most of your options that you need to do there, they would be on your left hand side blades, but some of that will be on the top row. So you just click on the Set Server Firewall and record server name. You will need the server name later in this task. So record the server name as well. So that is we'll go back and record it in a minute. Okay, so on the firewall setting, click add client IP and click save, and then click OK. Now this one is a problem because I am not logged in from the machine that I'm going to use for this lab. So let's do this. Let's log in back to our Windows virtual machine, and let's verify that I have got everything. So let's start the VG Studio on here. From this, let's try to log into Azure. Okay, so let's do portal.azure.com. okay, because we want to, I don't need to enable that app, I just need to go and log in. Continue to Azure Portal. So let's go there, and what is my username? azlabs2021@outlook.com. okay, so azlabs2021@outlook.com. hit next, and let's see if I remember my password. Okay, looks like I do. So I'm gonna go to the same spot from this machine. This machine, by the way, is running within the Azure. Okay, and we created this machine in a previous lab. We installed the SQL Studio and SQL Server Management Studio. So from here again, overview, then set server firewall, and if you see over here, it's now giving you a different IP address, right? This is the IP address that we want to add. So here, let's see, rule name, add client IP is what you need to do. So did we do that? Yeah, we did that. So now we got the client IP, put the client IP in here and in IP in here, and I can hit save on it. So let's go back and let's say client service save, okay, and then start the SQL Server Tools, expand this Microsoft SQL Server Tools 18 folder and click on the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio menu item. Alright, before we do anything else, let's also copy this, copy the server name, okay, and I'm going to put it, this is my Ubuntu, I'm still going to put it over here. Alright, we are down to this point, and next we're going to go to start, and then Microsoft SQL Server Tools, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. That's where we want to go. So let's start SQL. Where is SQL Server? SQL Server Tools 18, Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio 18. So that's what I need. So let's click on that one. It should open up my Management Studio. In the connect to server dialog box, specify the following setting. Okay, this is what we are going to specify. So let's just give it a second to open up. This is pretty amazing, right? So we have a virtual machine that's also hosted in Azure. We have installed whatever we like. In this case, we installed the SSMS. We're opening it up, and we'll connect to another database that is hosted also in Azure environment, and we're going to use our connection string to do that. So this takes a little bit of time to load, so just pause the video for a second. Oh, it's maybe done. Is it done? Yeah, it's coming up. So that's good. So database engine, now server name, this is the server name. I'm not sure if copy paste function would work within my environment. Yeah, it looks like it won't, so I unfortunately have to type that big old name. So lab 500 db server, lab 500 db server dot, and I have database.windows.net, so that's not too bad. So database.windows.net. Now it's not on Windows authentication, right? So we probably have to choose a different type of authentication. SQL Server Authentication, what we need. So let's go back in here, and from here let's go do SQL Server Authentication, and here we need the password. So student and pa55w.rd1234. So let's see if we can do that. So student and pa55w.rd, and after RD what we have 1 2 3 4. So do I remember password and try to connect. If I have my password properly set up, then here we go, we are now connected. Alright, so far so good. We have connected to our database. Let's see what do we need to do next. Our connection has been successful. Within SQL Server Management Studio, in the Object Explorer pane, expand the databases. So there may be some default databases. Yeah, there is the medical database that we created. Database diagram table, there shouldn't be any tables. We have not created anything. There's only system tables and graph table, external tables. we shouldn't have any views, nothing like that, right? So that looks good. We know that we are connected. Right click on the medical database and click new query. Now what I need to do, really open this inside my virtual machine. I do not want to copy all that and type all that, so let's open up another and do a search on Easy 500 GitHub. It should bring me to this lab, and let's see, let's just go to this lab instructions. Actually, let's go here and then labs, and then why am I coming back to the wrong place here? And oh, they all look really weird, so I'm just gonna go there. By the way, there are a whole bunch of different Microsoft security technology labs, so this is the one that I'm following, and this one I think is nicely organized. So go to 10, and let's go back to where we were. I'm only doing this because I just want to copy from my Windows and go back. Okay, so here this is what we need to copy and run the command. So but first we need to go to that particular SSM, so right click on it, and where is my new query? Oh, I have to do this on the medical database, new query. Okay, so once I have this, when the query window is open, I'm going to paste this command. Now what is it doing? It's creating a table, a database object patients, creating a patient ID which is integer, SSN, first name, last name, middle name, street address, city, zip code, state, and birth date. Okay, primary key is clustered, patient ID. Okay, so now you can just click on the execute command, and right there we go. So our command has been executed successfully. So if you refresh this table, refresh, so I expect this table and it showed up. Okay, so that's what I wanted to verify. So let's go in here. After table is created in the Object Explorer, expand medical database table. In the table node, right click on the DB patient node and click encrypt columns. Okay, table node, right click on the DB patients node and click on encrypt comments. So DB patients node, right click on it. Do I have encrypt columns in here? Encrypt columns. So once you create your table, now you are given option to encrypt these columns. Now we have a really nice wizard that will help you encrypt your database within this SSMS environment. Okay, let's see, what do we need to do next. On the introduction page, click next. Okay, so click next, don't do anything here. On the column section page, select SSN and birth date column and set encryption type of the SSN column to deterministic and birth date column to randomize. So over here I'm gonna select SSN and birth date, choose type. SSN is gonna be deterministic and birth date is gonna be randomize. I think that's what they said, right? Deterministic and randomize. Then we're gonna hit next. Come on, where am I? Here, this is the one I need. Hit next, and next what we're gonna do, on the master key configuration, select Azure Key Vault and click sign in. So this is where it's important. So we are not gonna use the Windows Certificate Store. We're gonna use a Azure Key Vault to get the keys. Now you can click on sign in. It's gonna give you the same thing, and just log in with the same user, give the password. Okay, so now you are signing in and now you have it. So select an Azure Key Vault, and this is the only key vault that we had. This is the key vault we created, so that's all good. Very nice. Okay, select the Azure SQL and click next, and run setting, click next. So here we're gonna get in the run setting page, it's saying don't do anything, just hit next. So we're all good. On the summary page, click finish to proceed with the encryption. Then when prompted, sign in again by using the same user account you used to provision the Azure Key Vault instance earlier in the lab. So finish, and again it's asking to sign in. So sign in with the same username and password. So what it's doing is generating a new column master key, what is called the CMK. It's a short form for column master key underscore auto 1 in Azure Key Vault. Generate a new column encryption key, CEK, column encryption key, column master key, column encryption key, and finally it's performing encryption option. Now there is not much of a data, so it shouldn't take much time at all to do your any kind of encryption, right? Once encryption process is complete, on the results page, click close. So this is all done, everything is good, so just hit close. In the SQL Server Management Studio console, in the Object Explorer, under Medical Note, expand the security and always encrypted keys subnodes. So let's go back over here, refresh this one more time. Okay, let's see, where is under Medical, expand the security and always encrypted keys. Here is the security, and where is my always encrypted? I don't see that. Let's see, is it over here? That's not it. Under medical, do I have a refresh in here? Refresh this, double check. Under security, here we go. So this is what you need. So no, not that security. Okay, so under this medical, just refresh it, that this one now should show up. Under this one, what they're saying, expand the always security, always encrypted keys, and now you should be able to see the column master key and your column encryption key. So both of them got generated. Okay, so let's go back. The always encrypted keys subnode contains the column master key and the column encryption key subfolders. Okay, now we are doing really good. So let's try to finish up our lab. So build the console application to work with encrypted columns. Okay, before we proceed with the next step, make sure your installation of the Visual Studio 2019 we started in the previous lab is completed. I think it is. Then you will create a console application using Visual Studio to load data into encrypted columns and then access that data securely using a connection string that accesses the key in the key vault. So this is really cool. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, I'm gonna minimize this window, and what I'm gonna do, sorry, let's go back over here inside our machine, show the machine again. What I'm gonna do here is I'm just validating that my installation is completely done, and it is done. So getting started, I think, as everything looks good. Okay, so we are ready for this lab, for the next part. All right, so far all of the labs has gone really good. So let's just finish up this one and see if we can get done with the last portion of the lab. Okay, so let's see what we need to do. Switch to the Windows, displaying Windows 2019 message. Click on not now, maybe later link, and then click start the Visual Studio. So in here, I don't see not now in here. Do I have? Okay, I don't have that option in here. Maybe I have already, maybe it's here. No, it's not here either. So I'm just gonna stick to this, and I'm just gonna assume that particular option is just not here. Start Visual on the Get Started page. Click a new project. So that is the important thing. That is what we are gonna do. So click create a new project. This is what we need. Okay, so now it's gonna give us a whole bunch of options. Create new project. In the list of templates, search for the console app.NET framework. In the list of results, click console app.NET framework for C#. Okay, console app.NET core, console app C# is what we need. Okay, I think this is all we need. Just I'm just gonna double check on that one. Console app.NET framework, I'm just gonna copy this and make sure this is the only thing that I have. Let's see if I can paste it. So console work.NET framework, and I'm just gonna, okay, so same thing showed up. I'm just gonna click on maybe the C#. That's what is selected. So now hit next. Excuse me. Project name OPS Encrypt solution is the same name, and we're gonna use .NET Frameworks 4.7.2. So this solution name is the same, 4.7.2. And then I think in the Visual Studio, click on the Tools menu. In the drop down, click NuGet Package Manager, and in the Cascading menu, click Package Manager Console. Okay, here I really don't have anything right here, so I'm gonna create the next, and most likely in the next page I may have something like that. So let's see if that's the case or not. Okay, so it should be creating my application as we speak. Okay, I didn't really see any of that stuff in here. In the video is going, okay, so we probably have to go to the tools menu and then do this job. Okay, so that's over here. Where is my tools menu? I'm not a Visual Studio person, you can tell by that. I'm just trying to find the tools. Tools is like hiding down here, so can we move this? Yeah, tools. Excuse me. NuGet Package Manager and Package Manager Console. I think that's what it said, right? Package Manager Console. So what it's going to do, it's going to install a couple of packages that are going to be useful for us to talk to the SQL Server, and also the Microsoft Identity Model client. So let's come back over here. Where are we? We are here. Is this the package manager console? Yeah. So here I'm gonna paste those commands again. I gotta come back and paste. So it's installing the first package, install package on this one, and let's see, attempting to gather information, dependency, all that kind of stuff. So the first one I think is done. So the next thing, if I come and hit enter, okay, the next one is also downloading and getting installed. So this should be done pretty quickly as well. So as this is going on, let's go back, and this is also done. Look at that. So come back over here. So now this we have not really downloaded to this particular file, so they're saying open it in Notepad and copy its content in the clipboard. So we can do this pretty easily. So we are at step 7. So what I'm gonna do from here, so I'm gonna go to the very top, and then open up this in another window. Go to the labs, not labs, sorry. So come back over here. Instructions, no, instructions is labs, all file labs is where lab 10 is what we are doing, and this is the program file.cs. I'm just gonna click on raw, click all of it, then copy. Then I'm gonna come back over here, no, not this one. I need to come back to what happened. Did I minimize that one? Did I close that one? Oh, it's inside this. So here, click on over. So here is a solution window. So I'm copy this one. I'm gonna paste all of the code that I have inside this this window. Okay, and let's verify that's what it wanted us to do. So let's close this one, and in here again go back to kind of step 7 at the very bottom. So we have already done. So here now we have already done that. In the line 15, replace the connection string noted earlier. So line 15, so let's go back. So go back. Line 15 is the connection string. So let's get the connection string one more time. So am I already in that log? So go back home, do the app registration. This is, I think this is all this is what they need. So let's open up this one more time. Come on, there we go. So overview, application ID is what I need, so copy. Come on, allow access. So that's been copied. So line 15, I'm going to change that, okay, with the hold on, this is the connection string. So this is not the connection string, okay. Client ID is this, I think. Client ID should be this. Okay, connection string is coming from the SQL database, okay. And static string, client secret is okay, client ID we got. So let's let me make sure from here, client ID, where do we store it? Application client ID, so that's good. Key is the only thing where I'm gonna have trouble moving it over here, because that key is not going to be shown anymore. Okay, this is where I'm gonna have trouble, I think. Yeah, so this is where I'm gonna have trouble. So let's pause this and let me type that. I don't want you guys to wait that long. Alright everyone, I was able to type it out. Hopefully this is correct. We'll figure it out. So we still need the connection string. Now for connection string, I can just go to the SQL app. Where is my, from here I should be able to get the connection string, right? Let's go back to the overview again, SQL app. Where is my connection string, buddy? Manifest, expose API, token configuration. Was it under token configuration? Alright, let's check it out. No, it's not. Excuse me, did I forget that again? Authentication is this. Okay, let's go back over here. You should be able to find it from here as well. Okay, let's just come here, do Control F and connection string, SQL database, password. It's under database, then connection string. Oh wow, we are in the SQL app. See, I'm just crazy. So go back to home, So if you not go to database, how can you find the connection string, right? So here is my database. So let's go to the database, and yeah, sometimes you have to use your own brain. Now from here, there's my connection string, and copy the whole thing. Area.net, that's the word that we need. So over here, connection string, I think all we need to do is come and paste it here. So I think that's what I need for the configuration. So let's see what it's telling us. In the Visual Studio, in the program, replace line C. So we have already done that. Line 17, key value noted earlier. So I tried to type it because it's not available anymore from the Azure. In the Visual Studio, click the start button to initiate the build of this console application. And let's see if I can start, if everything is good, it should start the build, and it's gonna ask us the password. Okay, so let's see what it's doing. So it's now building the application, and if it's yeah, here is the server password. So we need to be careful and provide the right password. It's again pa55w.rd1234, and only the P is the capital one, pa55w. So try pa55w.rd1234. okay, I think that's pretty good. There we go. So now it's adding the sample patient data to the database. So it's interacting with the database. Now it's asking enter a valid SSN for this particular person. So leave the console app running to switch to the SQL Management Studio console. In the Object Explorer pane, right click the medical database in the right click menu and click new query. So I'm just going to copy this one. So this is weird that it's asking. Now let's look at records by searching the encrypted SSN column and asking for something. So I'm not going, I'm just going to let it run. From here, I'm going to go back to our server manager. Not server manager, I need to go to the SSSM. I'm going to open a new query window. So just click over here and paste first name, last name, SSN birthday from the patients, from patients. So that table is, this is the patients where it should be going, right? So let's why, there we go. So now you see what's going on in here. Okay, since our SSN column is encrypted, you don't see anything, but that since it's encrypted, you do not see anything. Okay, there's nothing. You see the first name and last name, but you're not seeing anything. That's pretty cool, don't you think? So let's see what else we need to do. Switch back to the console application where you are prompted to enter a valid SSN. This will query the encrypted column for the data. At the command prompt, type the following. So now, although they're encrypted, can I query by SSN? That's what it's we're gonna validate. So over here, this is the data 999990003, and it's saying patient found with SSN this Donna Caras, and she got that SSN, and here is the birthday. See, so although directly from the database we cannot get our SSN and password, from the application it got all the keys and access to the master key and the column key to get all the information for us. Okay, that's really cool. So now terminate the console app and press the enter key. So here at this time you can hit enter and hit enter to exit. Is not doing anything, so it does not. It did exit the application. Okay, so did it? Okay, yeah, it did. So that's the end of it. So how is it possible? Because again, because of the application got access to the keys. Application, you have provided the right access policy, it can go to our key vault, get the right amount of keys, decrypt, and figure out what is the SSN and the birthday of these people in the database. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this lab. It was one of the difficult labs, I think, to do, and a lot of time consuming. So spend good amount of time, go through this lab. This lab is really cool, and once you do this properly and be completely successful, I think you will have a lot of fun finishing this lab, and you will learn a lot. So play with it and spend as much time as you like. Again, in this lab we did the second part of it. The first part, I have given you a link to the video of the first part, and that's the link over here. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave your comment, and I'll continue to do more videos. If you're studying for the exam 500, good luck. It's a very interesting exam, and by studying you will learn a lot about Microsoft Azure. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great day.